Since the beginning of human form, fishing has been an activity for survival. As time accelerated, fishing became an activity of leisure. Males of all ages go fishing for the joy of it, and so do women. But women in the past sought conflicts in participating in fishing. In Udanda's article, the difference between women's and men's orientation toward fishing are socially learned. There are significant differences in way parents introduce male and female children from a very early age to fishing. Men have been taught to love fishing and therefore fish. Women have not been encouraged to fish and therefore prefer not to. Since their independence from Victorian and other masculine viewpoints, women began to explore the world of fishing. Like the women in the 19th century, today's women face similar conflicts in participating in fishing. The IWFA is an organization that helps women who seeks to fish. They even have scholarships. Before this project, I didn't know that some women actually fished professionally, let alone making a living. Even though my father has talked about fishing with his father, I never been actually fishing before. I just thought it was a masculine activity to do anyways. For my first fishing trip, I went with my godfather to a nearby fishing pond. This particular pond was perfect for beginners just like me. When we got there, for bait, we used earthworms. My godfather showed me the techniques a few times and then put the worm on the hook, but just for the first few times. After that, then I would have to put the worm on my own. Doing this made me feel like I was an actual fisherman. The main concept to my first fishing trip was that it was an activity to bond with one another. Whether it was a father and son fishing trip, or mother-daughter fishing trip, or even a husband and wife fishing trip. Fishing was a time for bonding. Like in the book Backcasts by Lou Ernest, he says, I had hoped that this trip to Alaska would settle some of the trouble between Adam and me. It would be good, I thought, for us to go fishing together one last time. In the woods and on the river, maybe we would regain something of ourselves before he went off to college and on to the rest of his life. The traditional father-son fishing trip is even seen in movies. As for my fishing trip, I learned a lot of things. When I was fishing, I noticed that there are several people noticing me fishing. Most of those people who passed by were women. And the women looked at me with strange faces as I fished. It was uncomfortable, but for me, I even felt a bit proud. I felt proud because I was doing something out of the ordinary. Me doing something out of the ordinary made me feel stronger. During the middle of our trip, my godfather invited a few of his friends. His friends were mostly males, and me the only female, fishing. I even felt even more proud. Proud to say that was the only women fishing, and I felt that I was fishing pretty good. There was a point in the fishing trip where I felt, as I released my cast, I felt proud of my cast. Sometimes when I released my cast, I felt that I went further than others. Even though I shouted, "Look at that!" the others didn't imply that my casting was further than theirs. Fishing for the first time. No, I did not catch a fish. But the patience and waiting, the anticipation kept me going. Now, now that I tried out fishing, I think I would go fishing again because the next time that I fish, I already know the techniques. I already know how to put a worm. I already know how to cast. Should guarantee the next time that I catch a fish. And that is why I think males love to fish, is the anticipation in catching a fish.